hope your front door is locked and your phone is switched off. It's match time, and nothing can come in the way of a head coach and his Blood Bowl.
We're going to be looking at these replays from ManusAtra. So this is the most recent one, obviously. I think we were still supposed to do the one before that, which is apparently already gone from the server. But I don't think the order in which they happen matters that much. Let's see if we can get ManusAtra in the stream channel. So, the match that we're looking at is in the Reddit's Blood Bowl Rookie League, the Master and Apprentice series, where I am coaching ManusAtra, and ManusAtra is coaching these Necro. So let's switch to the Necro perspective. Yes, there we go. Just watching the setup now. So let's go to the first turn.
Pause, please.
Can you guys hear Manus as well? Just up the volume a little bit, I think. Okay. Defensive setup looks quite alright to me. And, of course, this is a pretty nice start for you. Now, I'm just watching you blitz with the Agility 4 white. And what I'm wondering is, wouldn't you want him to wind up under the ball? Because of Agility 4. I mean, he is the most ideally located one to blitz with. But since you're not really reliably able to blitz the Chaos Warrior away from where the ball's going to land, I would have considered trying to get the Agility 4 under the ball, and then maybe blitzing with Cottage instead. Manus? You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out the other players.
So in this case, you allowed the ball to bounce rather than trying to catch it. And since you have an Agility 4, I would have been willing to push a little bit more to where the ball is. You've also got ReBBRL, who I gave to you, and I would have also considered putting him more forward, just because stand firm means he can actually protect that. Even putting him under the ball.
The GFIs there.
Yeah, well, avoiding GFIs is good. Except when they're worth it. So in this case...
but that would have been a GFI for Zekiro and for Cottage too.
Yeah, true.
Cottage would have had 2 GFIs for the Blitz. That's a bit risky, I think. And the ball landing on the Chaos Warrior meant that I didn't want to get my Alexander
surfed. Yeah, no, that part I get. So, fortunately for you, his turn was rather shitty, which is something that we're going to see more of.
Oh yes, we do.
And your guard, however, is indisposed, because it would have been very useful here, but instead you blitz with the Fleshy, which I think is a fine decision, because it allows you to get Strength 4 block in, and also get your stand firm on the ball's location, which is excellent.
That was the plan there, that the stand firm stands beside the ball.
Yeah, no, very good.
Pretty much no one could dodge by that.
Yeah, exactly. And you've still got the Agility 4 ready to do pickup stuff. So yeah, looking good. So, as starts of games go, it doesn't get much better than this. I don't think you needed to fall that far back per se, though. If I'm seeing where you're heading here. But it works. It keeps your options open a bit more, I guess.
On that point, I was thinking of directly handing off to the to the wolf,
Okay.
so I could get to the other side of the pitch, but then I didn't.
Well, I mean, you don't actually have to do it. You just have to threaten that you might, in order to. Hey there, Sin Sugar. In order to force him to keep it in mind, right? As long as you've got the option of switching sides, he can't afford to to overcommit to defending the flank where you are, and that's already valued. This was a sensible block. This was a good addition. Tackle guy disappointing. This is also good and working out well.
Could you tell me where exactly you are right now?
Oh, I'm looking at your zombie block turn 2.
So the zombie with the guard zombie beside it?
Mighty Blow is now blitzing. Mighty Blow Wolf.
Okay, then we're about here. Not quite, but about.
Yeah, looks like a good spot. Very, very safe. And because you've got the steel and also kind of a blocking advantage right now, you don't really need to push and hurry and everything like that.
Yeah, I told myself if I get the score
Oh.
at 8 his half.
Thanks. I'm not sure what happened there. Odd. Sorry, my stream is apparently a bit weird right now. There. Alright, fixed it. Thank you. Back to the matter at hand.
Because I was also thinking scoring on his 8 would mean he would only have 1 KO roll.
Yeah, oh, that's definitely good. I mean,
and
it's...
I could even score earlier if I need more KO rolls, so...
Yeah, no, it's I mean, scoring on his 8 is ideal no matter what, right? If you're, Thank you, Jackek. So yeah, I think I mean, obviously there was some luck here, but I also think that for the most part you're playing it very sensibly. So it's good to see. I would have looking at this though, I see that you've blitzed with the Mighty Blow Wolf, who doesn't have block, before you're deciding to block with the Fleshy. Were you planning on maybe blocking down the guy after the Wolf rolls pushes? Because otherwise, that first block was much safer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was planning to hit the MB no matter what. Because I wasn't so afraid of the rookie Beastman. And told myself if my Wolf doesn't do the trick and the MB is still connected to the corner of my cage there, then I'd be able to block him another time.
Good. Yeah, I can see that. So at least you had a real valid reason to delay the block, just in case. So yeah, this is good. You do have an exposed cage corner, I notice. In fact, so I've paused at the start of his turn 4. And what I see is your Garter is easily blocked away.
Yeah.
And then he could get a 1 die onto the zombie with the block beast, followed by a blitz, either a 1 die or a 2 die, depending on if the zombie goes down. So that's not the safest situation.
Lucky enough, he doesn't do that.
Yeah. So I see you've already stepped up. I've resumed, by the way. Already stepped up your fouling game a bit, which is excellent.
Got 2 DP, so have to.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I know that you were a bit hesitant about fouling before. Is that right?
Not really hesitant, but I am hesitant on getting too many DP without having block on the line of scrimmage. Yeah.
Yeah, so I find that keeping your zombies up isn't actually that much of a priority. And you don't usually wind up blocking with them a whole lot either. I mean,
I just like my line to have blocked. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why my orcs, for instance, have a... Wait, where are you right now?
I'm watching your blitz on turn 4.
Okay.
And the follow-up.
On my orcs I have BP right now, and the other line orcs have block. One has block tackle. It's just because I like my line to be a bit safer.
Okay. Well. So you got an extra player, which is excellent, especially since you've got a bunch of dirty player. Because the more dirty player you have, the more players you want.
Necro use on this team.
Nice.
By the way.
Didn't fancy the 1 die? I think your corpse number 2 still had a 1 die block option. Yeah, so the Moonsters of Rock have a bit of trouble with their die rolling, as you can see here.
Yeah, they do.
Thank you,
and that's with 4 rerolls, which they burn through in the first turns.
Yeah, lots and lots of skulls. And if that's on your offensive drive, trying to recover from a blitz, that's just brutal. The only thing that would be fair is if he got a blitz too, right? Okay, so I'm cheating a little bit because I watched this game when it was live in order to offer 1 turn of advice. It would have been really efficient if we could have combined those two. As in, me watching your game live and me watching your game in replay now would have been efficient if there were a way to do this all at once, but then we wouldn't have the interaction because that's not allowed in the league's rules.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see you dominating, and it's always easier to do well when you're in a good spot. But I do think you're you're on top of things. You've kind of got this now.
Yeah, I think I got a lot of good input from you, so that I'm now able to be a bit more on top of things.
Yeah, that's going well. Is there anything you would like me to focus on during the rest of this game, by the way, in terms of feedback?
This game, no, because it really went mostly Nuffle, not me. But I do think it's okay if we focus some more on the surfing stuff in the other game, I guess.
Yeah, so speaking of surfing stuff, this is your turn 6 now? Yeah, this is the moment to make that happen.
I tried.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised that Zeazatta decided to put his Sure Hands guy there. I mean, that's dangerous.
It was tilting by then. He told me.
Well, that's understandable. Oh,
kinda.
Right. You were gonna try, but then you quad skulled.
Yeah.
Into Snake Eyes on the armor, so that's actually 6 ones in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it happens.
We noticed that.
Let's see. Counting squares. Right, so the Agility 4 can't get there himself. Oh wait, you've got 2 turns. Yes. I anti-Krendored it.
Better than the other way.
Yeah. Well, when you're watching a replay, it doesn't matter as much. You just look stupid either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many skulls this game. It's nuts. So this is kind of an important moment, right? Start of your turn 7. I paused because why can't I see the skills? Because it's blocking. There. So this is the kind of turn where you really want to make sure you get stuff right, because if you don't do it right this turn, your touchdown's already gone. I don't remember exactly what you did here, so maybe you could run me through your game plan for your turn 7, and then I can see how I think whether I agree with what you're planning.
I think, at least.
Yeah.
My game plan was to block free the middle, run there, and then cage up there.
Yeah, so cage up around his team icon, basically.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. I see one block here, one block there. I guess you'd probably blitz Ronnie Cheese Dio here, although you could also blitz free Cottage maybe. But I think
I really don't remember, to be honest.
I think those are the two options. I think this looks like you're blitzing him free. So yeah, you get 2 dice here because of the zombie assist, then you get 2 dice there, then you go forward. Yeah, we are getting Kislev. They will be basically this long roster with a Kislev reskin. Yeah, reroll much needed, but it works, and pushes are okay. So now what I'm looking at is I would put the wolf somewhere over here. Yeah, that works. And hide behind him, and then blitz free the Mighty Blow Tackle, which also frees up the guard zombie. Okay, so Mighty Blow Tackle isn't free, but the guard zombie. Oh! Wow. That I would have done differently. I see you take the both down, and I find it a bit puzzling. Because if you had pushed, you would still be marking the block guy by following up. But you would have freed up your guard guy to go and protect your ball carrier. Because now he's got 1 3+ dodge into a 2-die blitz. And if you had done the push, he wouldn't have gotten 2 dice on the blitz because of your guard zombie moving up. So I do think that was something to consider.
Where are you at now?
I'm watching him play his turn 8. He goes for the GFI 2-die blitz, which also would have been 1 die if you had your guard in place. But he doesn't get it, which means you do. One reroll. Yeah, I would have blocked here too. I might even have been tempted to go with a double surf.
I wanted to surf there, yeah.
Yeah. So there. Oh wow. So
but that was a bit
happens?
risky.
What I would have done here, even though it's risky because you're talking about a 2-die with no block, I would have taken the push. This is a good one since you wanted to discuss surfing. If the El Butcho, while blitzing, would have pushed, right? And he would have pushed him.
Wasn't that a skull and both down?
It was a both down and a push.
Really?
I'm looking at the dice log right now. You picked the both down.
Oh well.
If that had been a push, you could have put him diagonally down, and then occupied the filled square with the wolf, and then assisted the first block with the Dirty Player zombie. And then on the first block, you would push the Chaos Warrior into the crowd, and therefore your second block, which would also be assisted, would push the Beastman into the crowd. Now it's risky because you're using Frenzy, and you don't have block, but 2 serfs is a lot of value, especially a Blodge Chaos Warrior serfed. So yeah, I would have been willing to risk that.
Okay.
That way, also, even if you get a POW on the first one,
Probably didn't see that one.
yeah, no, sure, I get it, but those are the kinds of things you want to keep your eyes open. Because now, with these dice you rolled, you would have had a double serf if you had chosen the push and played that ideally. Okay, still good, good half. Really, nice job. Which means you actually have more players than you started out with.
Yeah. Well,
He only gets 1 KO roll, which pays off.
Ref, well.
Oh yeah,
So
sure.
basically have the same number of players.
Yeah. But that also means that if you have a second drive and you get your dirty player sent off, your second dirty player sent off, you still have a bench, thanks to the kill.
Yeah.
So the only fair thing at this point.
It looks normal. That's funky.
Sorry?
Because the replacement zombie looks normal in the replay.
Oh,
That's
right. That
kinda
was
funky.
That was really weird in the.
Empty armor.
Yeah. Wait, no, I'm confused now. I think I'm thinking of my game.
It's been the same thing.
Okay.
It looked exactly like that.
Okay. With the whole body displaced relatively.
Yeah.
Let me have a look
And
at your setup
miniaturized.
here. So he does get the blitz, but I'm gonna look at your setup and see how you're planning your blocks and whether I agree. Simple 2 die, mighty blow 2 die, another 2 die. Were you planning on blitzing with the agility 4?
Yeah, I was planning on blitzing with the agility 4, or have him around if need be.
Okay, yeah, no, sounds good.
I wanted to.
What's the zombie doing in the backfield?
I use 1 zombie in the backfield to cover the ball before I pick up.
Yeah,
Almost.
that works if the ball winds up smack in the middle.
Yeah,
The question I would ask myself if I were you, do you need that wolf so far forward? Are you going to run forward with it?
probably better to take the wolf there. Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
because he could. Well, I mean, he can reach a lot of places, but I would have been more inclined to leave the wolf in the middle back and then put a zombie in the forward side. Doesn't matter that much because wolves are fast enough that suppose it winds up all the way on the other side, he could still help cover it. But just when I look at the zombie all the way out back there, it looks kind of weird to me. Because if the ball lands in a spot that he can't reach, then not only can he not reach the ball, but he also can't really reach a place where he's useful in the next turn to assist something or whatever. So I'd like to keep him at most 4 squares from a probably useful spot, basically. So, start of your turn 9. Obviously his blitz was a lot less nasty, effective, scary than yours. Yeah. How do I feel about this blitz? So I'm just thinking about your situation here. He's had a blitz. He's got a couple of players fairly close to the ball. I would have probably chosen to pick up with the agility 4. Just because a 1 in 9 fail there could be pretty bad because of the proximity to his guys. It does mean you don't blitz with my blow block, but I might have even done that before the blitz. I guess you're going to pick up with the ghoul.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that works. But it's a risk I wouldn't be comfortable taking given the ball's location. I think it's a fine plan A for your offensive setup because it lets you utilize the white more, and if the ball's somewhere in the backfield or somewhere well covered in the front, you can afford to risk the 1 and 9. But given the location of the ball, I wouldn't have gambled on that. I mean, a 1 in 9 and a bounce on the zombie here could cost you the game, basically. Good summary, Kumo. However, I did catch 2 passes that were not accurate, so that was fun. Or at least, that didn't succeed. Right. Moons of Rock are doing their turn 9. Do you think he was still tilted during second half?
Oh, he was tilting all the way.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a very common phenomenon in Blood Bowl, where, you know, dice are a big factor, and it never helps. Never.
Yeah.
So it's really something to keep an eye out for. If you know for yourself that that you're prone to this, try and focus on preventing that. Which means mostly relativating. Is that a word in English?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a word. But
Taking perspective on things. Realizing that A, the game is not necessarily over, and B, the world is not out to get you, your opponent is not an asshole for rolling good dice and stuff like that. You've got to roll with the punches a little bit at times. I guess that's not directed at you specifically, but you know, global coaches in general.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But you know, learning from your opponent's mistakes is also a good way of learning.
Yeah, that's right.
So looking at your turn 11, he's got a lot of guys in the center, and you've got 2 open flanks, so you've basically got your pick of where you want to go. Either works, I think. I mean, at this point, you're kind of steamrolling your way through the game anyway. So the prone zombie means that you've already got someone on the left, that you've got a bit more strength on the left, and I would be leaning left rather than right here, and it looks like that's where you're going to. So that's good. So now, looking at the block against the beastman on the right, even before I'm moving, I would already have 2 scenarios in mind. One in which I feel like I need that wolf to go and back up the team on the left flank, or one where I can afford to go greed and get the Claw Mighty Blow hit in. So it's simple to look at that situation and see, hey, I've got 2 die into 2 die with Claw Mighty Blow. That's what I'm going to do. But it's always, especially with fast players versus slow players like the wolf and the zombie, it's always very helpful to keep in mind, okay, if I do need the wolf out, I can just block with the zombie, even though it's not as good value, and take the positioning advantage instead. Yeah, this looks sensible. Zombies covering the back here. Could have gone a square forward from where you are now, I think. Don't see a really compelling reason to hang back this far with the cage, since the flesh golem makes a fine cage corner as well.
But he would be connected, so yes. I just wanted to have him not connected.
Okay.
Cage corner there.
Yeah, so in this case, since you're dominating enough, I do agree with your choice to take the Mighty Blow Claw hit. Make the Mighty Blow Claw hit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't need the wolf on the other side right now. And he's out there and being a threat on the other half if he overextends on the left side.
True. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's not something you necessarily want, although it would make him skill, so maybe. If you can get it in such a way that it's a safe thing to do, then it's awesome. But...
yeah, of course.
It's not something you want to risk, ideally.
No. But
Okay, good.
it's still a thing he has to watch for.
Yeah, and yeah, it's nice to have a plan B as well. This is good. This... it's okay. Not... Are you gonna blitz him? No. Wait, you already blitzed. I'm not sure I like your choice here to mark
connect
this...
the wolf?
To connect the wolf, yeah. I think I would have put the wolf in a caging or screening position, so somewhere more near the goal, rather than connect him here. If only because you've already won-ish, and losing your Mighty Blow Wolf would really suck.
I think that was more of greed in terms of, hey, I get the Mighty Blow Claw hit.
I can get another punch, make another punch with him. Oh yeah, and in this case it's also giving up a shot at the ball, of course, which is not relevant. That's not even what was stopping me. What was stopping me was the risk to the wolf. Yeah, I'm very happy that I have a Mighty Blow Wolf myself as well now. Good stuff.
Played against the miners team today.
I see the block you're making, and the first thing I wonder is why isn't that zombie standing yet? I mean, the chance of quads is pretty slim.
Yeah.
But you're not planning on dodging him out or anything, so... Still, those are mistakes I also make because I'm sloppy sometimes, but doesn't mean I can't tell you to do better than I do, basically.
What was that last game? Do as a single...
Yeah, exactly. Claw Wolf doing business. The direction you pushed him in means you couldn't keep on running, whereas if you had pushed him to the side rather than diagonally, you didn't have to back up, but you could have moved forward. I'm not sure where exactly you want to go and whether this is fine anyway. Yeah,
I wanted the MB Wolf to be the behind corner of the cage instead of the front corner, so I wanted to go backwards anyway.
Well, fair enough, then it doesn't matter. I'm just looking at that direction of that blitz and thinking, yeah, you kind of closed yourself in a little bit. I'm not sure you wanted to do that. But if you already knew where you wanted to go and it wasn't a problem, then don't mind me, I'm just rambling.
Exactly. Anyway. Oh yeah, that's why I wasn't standing the zombie up. I wanted to foul with him, I guess.
Oh, okay, good. So you have a valid reason. That's good to know. Hey, Calf, welcome back.
Where are you right now?
Sorry, I'm looking at your turn... Oh, sorry. Looking at your turn 14 right now. At this point, you wanna advance, right? You've been very focused on blocks, which is good because it's a good priority and you're dominating anyway.
Yeah.
And even if you fail to score, you win. But at this point, I would be thinking, okay, enough with the blocking. We just do the blocks that we need to get ahead, and then we move, and then we see if there's any.
That's exactly what I do there.
I'm so sad. He doesn't need me anymore. Right. So, plenty of room for advancement. And it's turn 14, right? It's not mega hurry time yet. But it's if I can get safe now, then I have a buffer turn, basically. Much as I'd like to protect my mod's seed, I don't think that classifies as a death threat. Sorry. I like this blitz. It's a good one. And I would have probably, with that last zombie, would have probably moved in front of the Blodge Chaos Warrior. Can you tell me why I would have done that? By in front, I mean between him and your sideline cage. So I would have marked him from the left side. The reason for that is that he's nowhere. The guy you fouled is nowhere near as scary for your game plan as the Blodge Chaos Warrior. Because the Blodge Chaos Warrior can come from the direction which might actually hurt a lot. Because he's also got dodge, which means he's got a reroll. A 6+ dodge with reroll is what, 30%ish?
Not at all.
So, if he decides to go for the surf play, which I don't think you had to give him per se, then you might actually suffer, right? And if he gets it, if he gets the 6+ dodge to surf, and the ball goes in the wrong direction, then suddenly you're looking at a tie here, right?
Mm.
And given how you have 5 players on that side where the ball is, I would have said just make a conventional cage. I don't see the need for a sideline cage when you've got 5 players. Because the risk of the surf is just so great relative to the downside, which I don't really see.
Okay.
I mean, I like sideline cages because they're efficient in terms of you only need 3 players. And if the opponent has agility 4 and you have a 4th player, then you can still make it 6+. But in this case, I use them because often you're kind of forced to, and you can't afford to just make a full cage. Either there's no room or there's no players for it. But if you do have both the players and the room, I would have definitely gone for even more safety there. I mean, there are minor things, and they're not punished right now, but it's even better if you don't need punishments in order to do well. So what else we got? This looks okay. This looks okay. Free up that guy. Oh, apparently you rerolled something? I missed that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, then I don't really
I
get
just
why you
missed that I have more rerolls than turns.
Ah, right. Yeah, that would never happen to me. There's no... Well, okay.
My mind was so focused on the touchdown line of things that I
Yeah, well...
just didn't do too well on the other side.
The good news is you could afford to.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I still had a couple of relatively minor feedback things, and aside from the fact that you didn't need to play well to win with the dice you had, I do nevertheless feel like you're really picking this up well. I think you're progressing very, very nicely. Does he still have the movement to get the touchdown? Because after that blitz... So, I get why you blitz with him, because he's on 14 star player points and you want him to skill.
I wanted to skill the ghoul too.
Okay, the goal. Okay, fair enough. That's where I was headed with this.
Yep. I considered it and then thought I wanted a level on the ghoul too.
Yeah.
So.
It's a fairly short league anyway. If it were more long term, I would have been inclined to maybe even hand off to a fleshy. But 16 is so far away, and the league is so short.
Yeah, the fleshy handoff too, but in that spot, I had so many players that were short a touchdown of leveling.
Yeah, exactly.
Flashies aren't one of those.
Yeah, and if you know that you're going for 50 games, then it's worth taking the long perspective and saying, okay, they're so much harder to get. I want to invest in them now, but you just want the skill. I agree. Okay. I guess that settles it for this match. Are you okay with doing the next one another time?
Totally.
Okay,
no problem.
Great.
Because there won't be another one before playoffs anyway.
Oh, right.
Squiggy is really, really unlucky with his apprentices.
Okay.
With his
master, or with the apprentice themselves.
Yeah, his first apprentice dropped out of the league and he got a replacement, and that replacement did one game, and is a no-show since then.
Poor Squiggy. If there's one person who deserves to have this league work for him, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. By the way, I did some math on the tablet right now. So if you win, we're definitely in the playoffs, because we are right now, and no one can do more than 8 points, right?
Okay, great. Yeah.
If you tie, there's 6 people with a shot, but not all of them will have a shot because they play each other.
Right.
And then they don't have can't tie either.
Exactly.
And they need to win both games. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, well, if you lose, we're probably not in.
So if I win, we're in, and if I draw, we might still be in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty comfortable situation to go from. Alright YouTube, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, remember to leave it a thumbs up at the bottom. And of course, if you'd like to see more videos, do check out the channel and hit subscribe on your top right.